Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Tkgoated here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we about to react to most brutal deaths in anime. See, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. We all know who has the most brutal deaths in anime. Starting off with Attack on Titan. Let's be completely honest. That should always be on the list. Honestly, Attack on Titan should always be on the list every time. But I ain't trying to waste too much of your time. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's go ahead and I'll show you to the video, man. Let's see what's going on.
Death happens in the very
Oh yeah,
Carla
yeah.
Yeager's death
Carla
happens in the
Yeager.
very first
Yeah,
episode
Aaron's
of
mom,
Attack on
right? Yeah,
Titan,
yeah, yeah,
and it's
bro.
one of the most
She got hold,
heartbreaking
bro.
scenes in anime history. This moment
You know what's crazy? The craziest thing? I always wondered, the main thing that I'm thinking of that she still could have been saved if the dude, I forgot his name, but the dude that came up to save Aaron and them, if he would have just killed this Titan, they could have probably still got his mom out of there. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. She literally could have survived.
sets up everything that drives Eren for the rest of the series. When the colossal Titan kicks a hole through
Oh
Wall
yeah,
Maria,
man.
massive chunks of
She
debris
literally got old, bro. That literally could have happened to anyone, but it had to be the main character's mom, bro. That literally is the most unfortunate
fly
thing.
everywhere. One of those chunks lands directly on the Jaeger house, completely destroying it. Carla gets trapped underneath the rubble with her legs
That
crushed.
is
She can't
so
move at all, no
crazy.
matter how hard she tries. Eren and Mikasa find her and desperately try to pull her out. They're just kids, and they can't lift the heavy beams pinning her down. That's when they spot a Titan walking toward them. This particular Titan has a creepy wide grin stuck on its face, which is why fans call it the Smiling Titan. Hannes shows up to
Smiling
help.
Titan.
He's a
Oh yeah,
soldier and a
yeah, yeah.
family friend who owes Grisha a debt. At first, he pulls out his blade like he's going to fight, but when he gets closer and sees the Titan, he completely freezes. The fear takes over.
I would have been froze up too. I'm not even gonna lie. Can't even blame him, bro. Ty just smiling at you like this. What you gonna do, bro? You can tell it's out there for blood, bro. It's out there to kill you, bro. You know, one mistake and you're dead. And you haven't trained for a Titan in what years, bro? You've been behind the walls for a reason, so you wouldn't go out there with the scout. You here for a reason. You didn't want to fight these. Now you up against them one on one? Come on, bro. Unless I got Levi right next to me, I ain't fighting that Titan. I ain't
And he
fighting
can't
that
do it.
Titan.
Instead, he
I
grabs
can't
Eren and
blame him.
Mikasa and
I
runs.
can't blame
Carla
him.
tells her children to run and survive. She puts on a brave face for them. But here's the detail that destroys everyone who watches it. As Hannes carries the kids away, Carla covers her mouth with her hand and whispers, "Don't go." She didn't want them to see her break down. She was terrified and didn't want to die alone, but she hid that from her children until the last second. The Smiling Titan reaches down, picks Carla up, and bites her in half right in front of Eren. She's completely conscious the entire time. Later in the
That's
series, we
crazy,
learn something
bro.
that makes this scene way more tragic. The Smiling Titan was actually Dina Fritz, Grisha Jaeger's first wife from before he came to the walls. She was an Eldian of
Wait.
royal blood living in Marley. When she got caught by Marleyan authorities, they turned her into a pure
Oh
Titan
yeah,
as
yeah,
punishment.
yeah,
Right before
yeah.
her
Actually, I
transformation,
remember
Dina
this. I
told
remember
Grisha
this.
that she would find him no matter what form she took. So in a twisted way, her Titan form kept that promise by going straight to his house and killing his second wife. But there's an
That's
even darker
crazy.
reveal near the end of the series. Through the founding Titan's power, Eren admits that he was the one who directed Dina's Titan
Yeah, he
away
was the
from
one who
eating
killed it.
Bertholdt
He
that day
basically
and
killed
sent
his
her
mother.
toward his own mother instead. He did this because Bertholdt still needed to live to pass on the colossal Titan later. Eren saw all of this through future memories but couldn't change the overall path of events. He essentially caused his own mother's death to make sure the timeline played out the way it needed to. So Carla Jaeger wasn't just killed by a random Titan, she was killed by her husband's ex-wife, and her own
That's
son had a
crazy.
hand in making it happen. That's layers of tragedy stacked on
Hey,
top of
yeah,
each
man,
other.
that's crazy.
Chile
I'm
in
not even gonna lie.
Akame.
Oh my god, bro, Shell. This nigga said Sheila. What type of AI you using, bro? Hey, Shell, man. Hey, her death set the tone for the rest of the show. I can guarantee you. I can tell you that, man. Because I wasn't expecting it. Honestly, when that dog came and hit her, bro, her death set the tone for the rest of the show. Like, you cannot have a favorite character in this show. Because 9 times out of 10, they're most likely gonna die, bro. I ain't trying to spoil it. The show came out probably like a little over 10 years ago. I ain't trying to really spoil it, man. I'm just not the type of person. But I don't know. Was it like episode 2 or episode 3 when she died, bro? But yeah, it was mad early. But it set the tone for the show.
Hill was a main character, a member of the assassination group Night Raid, and the show killed her off early to prove that nobody was safe. The way she
Yeah,
died made it
exactly,
even
exactly.
worse. Shio was one of the kindest members of Night Raid. She was
Exactly.
clumsy and airheaded in daily life,
But
constantly
she was a
messing up simple
combat
tasks. But when
master,
it came to
though.
killing, she was
I didn't
completely
think she was
different,
going to
cold,
die, at least not
precise,
that
and efficient.
early.
She described herself as someone who was only good
Because
at
she
one
was
thing, taking
tough with them
lives. Her
scissors,
imperial
bro.
arms was called Ecstasy, a massive pair of scissors that could cut through almost anything. The fight that killed her happened when she and Mine ran into Seryu Ubiquitous, a member
And
of
it
the
was purely
Imperial
by
Police.
chance, too.
Seryu
It was
looked like
purely
an
by
innocent
chance.
girl obsessed with justice, but she was actually unstable and violent. Her Her imperial arms was Koro, a biological weapon that looked like a cute little
Koro.
dog. When
I
activated,
hate that
Koro could
nigga, bro.
transform into a huge muscular beast with massive jaws.
Throughout the
During the
whole show,
battle,
after he
Shio
killed
managed to
Shell,
cut off
I
both
was
of
like, I can't
Seryu's
wait till
arms with
he die.
extase. It
I
looked
couldn't
like Night
wait till
Raid had
she
one,
died
but
out of it,
Seryu had
bro.
modified her own body with hidden weapons. She revealed a gun built
Yeah,
into one of
exactly.
her
That's the only
remaining arm
reason she
stumps
low-key
and fired
lost
at
too,
Mai.
because it
Shio
was just
jumped in
unexpected.
front of the
Who
bullet
would
to
have thought
protect
she would have had
Mai.
a
She
gun in
took the
her
shot
mouth
and went down. That's when
and
Seryu
in her
ordered
arms,
Koro
bro?
to enter
Come on,
Berserker mode. The transformed beast grabbed Shield and bit down on her torso, tearing her body in half. Shield was still alive for a moment after being bitten in two. With her last bit of strength, Shield activated Ecstasy's special ability, a blinding flash of light. This gave Mine the chance to escape. Shield died right after, and Koro consumed what was left of her body. There was nothing left to recover. Mine had to watch the whole thing. She escaped, but she carried that trauma with her. Shield died
that's
saving her life,
crazy.
which fit her character perfectly. Even at the end, she protected someone else instead of trying to save herself. Subaru Natsuki has died a lot of times in ReZero.
I would never want to live in Subaru Natsuki's life. Yo, bro, the amount of breakdown, the amount of this, bro. The worst one is the one where he got eaten. Definitely the worst one. Alive too, bro. Like,
That's the
no,
whole
no, no,
point of his
no.
return by death ability. He loops back to a save point whenever he dies. But his death by the Great Rabbit stands out as
I
one of
swear
the
to God,
absolute
bro.
worst. Even by ReZero standards,
Getting
this one is
eaten
brutal. The Great Rabbit
alive.
is one of the three great Mabeasts, created by Daphne, the Witch of
You
Gluttony.
got
The
it,
other
bro.
two are the White Whale and the Black Serpent. Daphne made these creatures because she was obsessed with hunger, and she designed them to eat constantly. The Great Rabbit isn't just one animal. It's a massive swarm of small white rabbits that share a single consciousness. When one rabbit eats, they all feel satisfied, and they multiply by dividing, so killing them just makes more. During the Sanctuary arc, Subaru is trying to find a way to save everyone trapped there. In one of his loops, he ends up alone in a snowy area at night. That's when the Great Rabbit finds him. The swarm is attracted to mana, and Subaru has a decent amount of it in his body. The rabbits look harmless at first. They're small and fluffy, like regular bunnies. Then they attack. Hundreds of them swarm Subaru
Yeah,
all at once.
man.
They
Getting
start
eaten
eating him
alive,
immediately,
bro.
tearing into
That's
his flesh from every direction. But the worst part is that they don't just eat from the outside. The rabbits
they, yeah,
burrow
they
inside
go
his body and
inside
start
his they go
consuming him
inside his
from within
body,
at the
and it's
same
like,
time. The anime
oh
shows
my,
this death in detail.
that's not it.
Subaru
That's not it.
screams as the
That's
rabbits
not
chew
it.
through him.
That's
He
not
tries
it.
to fight them off, but there are
That's
too
not it.
many. They're
That's not it.
inside him and outside him, eating everything. The pain is constant and comes from everywhere. This isn't a quick death. He stays conscious while being devoured
Yeah,
piece by piece until there's nothing
slow,
left. When
bro.
Subaru
Like,
resets
nah,
after dying, he
this ain't
keeps
it.
all his memories. He remembers every sensation, every moment of pain. The Great Rabbit death sticks with him as one of his most traumatic experiences. Corcus was one of the original members of the Band of the Hawk, and he spent years surviving
See,
brutal
I haven't
mercenary
watched
warfare
Berserk,
only to
so
die in the
I
most
wouldn't know this one
humiliating way
for real.
possible. Before Guts joined the Hawks, Corcus had his own small group of thieves. He tried to rob Guts and got beaten badly for it. After that, Griffith recruited Guts, and Corcus never got over it. He resented how quickly Guts rose through the ranks and became one of Griffith's top soldiers. Corcus was always jealous and openly complained about Guts getting special treatment. Despite his attitude, Corcus was a survivor. He fought in countless battles alongside the Hawks during their campaign to help Midland win the 100-Year War. He wasn't the strongest fighter, but he stayed alive through skill and experience. That's what makes
Oh
his
yeah,
death so cruel. When the eclipse begins, the Band of the Hawk gets transported to a nightmare dimension. Apostles surround them. These monsters exist to slaughter the sacrificed humans as part of Griffith's ritual to become a member of the God Hand. Corcus tries to run. In the chaos, he gets separated from the others. That's when he sees what looks like a beautiful naked woman standing among the horrors. She seems out of place, almost welcoming. Corcus approaches her, probably thinking he found something safe or maybe just losing his mind from the terror around him. She embraces him. For a brief moment, it seems like a strange mercy in the middle of hell. Then her body starts to change. Her form twists and shifts into her true apostle shape, a grotesque monster. She bites into him
yeah,
while he's still
man.
in her arms. Corcus screams as she devours him alive. There's nothing he can do. Corcus spent
Yeah,
so much
man.
energy being bitter about Guts and worried about his own status in the Hawks. None of that mattered in the end. He died screaming, eaten by a monster that tricked him with a pretty face. It's one of the most pathetic deaths in the series, and that's exactly the point. Pakal,
So
in
that's
Hunter x
insane.
Hunter, went from a Hunter exam success story to being
Wait, how did he die? Oh
turned into food while
yeah,
still alive and aware. It's
yeah.
horrifying because the show doesn't cut away. You see exactly what happens to him. Pakal passed the 287th Hunter exam, the same one as Gon, Killua,
That one other
Kurapika.
girl too, bro. Like, yo, who was her? The B girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The B girl, the B girl, the B girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When the season started, we just see her getting shot, and then the dude walked up. The dude walked up to her and just started shooting her like over and over and over and over again. I was like, hold on, bro. This ain't the Hunter x Hunter that I was used to. I was like, hold on. That set the tone for the show.
and
That's all I can
Leorio.
say
He specialized in
for the
archery
season
and developed
specifically.
Nen arrows with different abilities. He had 7 types total, each with a different color and effect. After becoming a hunter, he focused on studying fantastic beasts. He was a capable guy who worked hard to earn his license. When reports came in about dangerous creatures in NGL, Paco went to investigate with a small team.
I do
NGL is
not
a
remember
Neo-Luddite
this.
nation that bans technology, which meant no communication with the outside world once they entered. His entire group got wiped out by chimera ants. Paco tried to hide in a pile of bones, staying completely still and masking his presence. It almost worked, but one of the squadron leaders detected him. Paco got captured and brought back to the nest alive. This is where it gets really bad. Nefer
Damn,
Pitu, one of the 3 royal guards, wanted to learn about Nen. The ants had encountered Nen users, but didn't fully understand the power system yet. So Pitu cut open Paco's skull and directly probed his exposed brain, while Paco was still alive. The scene shows Pitu using
that's
needle-like
crazy.
implements to stimulate different parts of his brain, forcing him to reveal everything he knew about Nen. The categories, the techniques, all of it. Paco couldn't move or resist. He could only answer Pitu's questions as his brain got poked. His face shows pure agony the entire time. The information Pitu extracted helped the royal guards and other ants develop their Nen abilities way faster than they should have. Paco's knowledge directly made the enemy stronger. After Pitu finished with him, Paco got tossed into a storage room with other captured humans. These
That's
people were kept as
crazy.
live food for the queen, who needed constant nutrition to keep producing more ants. Shortly after, Pacos got fed to the queen while still alive. His body became nutrition to birth more chimera ants. Kaneki Ken's story starts with him being eaten alive on
Kaneki Ken. Wait, he died? Kaneki didn't die. Wait, am I tripping?
a date. Unlike most characters on this
Oh,
list,
oh, okay, yeah, okay,
he
yeah,
actually survives
yeah.
getting partially devoured. But surviving might have been worse than dying, because what came after changed everything about who he was. Kaneki was a normal college student in Tokyo. He
Hey, but
loved
he
reading
didn't
books,
die
especially works by his favorite
necessarily.
author Sen
All right,
Takatsuki. One
does this
day at a
really
coffee
count?
shop called Anteiku, he
Wait,
noticed a beautiful girl reading
this
the
would be
same
more
book
like
he liked. Her
tortured,
name was Rize Kamishiro. They
tortured.
started talking, and Kaneki was thrilled when she agreed to go on a date with him. What Kaneki didn't know was that Rize was a ghoul, a creature that looks human but survives by eating human flesh. And Rize wasn't just any ghoul. She was known as the binge eater because she killed and
Nice.
ate
Any
way more
reason?
people than she
Come
needed to
on, bro.
survive.
Use
She picked
AIs.
Kaneki as her next meal from the moment she saw him. Their date seemed to go well. They visited a bookstore and walked together. Rize acted shy and sweet, playing the part of a nervous girl. She led Kaneki to a secluded area near a construction
See,
site,
this is
claiming
where
she
this
was
is low-key where Kaneki messed up, bro. If somebody's trying to lead me to a dark alleyway, I'm not going. That is the most stupidest thing you could do. Honestly, that is stupid. Why would you go to a dark alleyway? It don't matter who it is. I wouldn't go to a dark alleyway. I don't trust no one, bro. I don't trust no one enough to go to a dark alleyway. Come on, man.
scared to walk alone. The moment they were isolated, she dropped the act. Rise's kagune burst out from her lower back. A kagune is the predatory organ that ghouls use to hunt and fight. Hers was the rinkaku type, multiple tentacle-like appendages that she could control freely. Before Kaneki could even react, she pinned him down and started feeding on him. She bit into his shoulder and tore off chunks of flesh while he was completely conscious. Kaneki screamed and begged her to stop, but Rize just kept eating. She talked to him while she fed, explaining that she had targeted him from the start. The date, the shared interests, the shy personality, all of it was fake. She was a predator, and he was food.
It's
Then something
crazy.
unexpected happened. Steel beams from the
Probably the
construction
most
site above
luckiest
them
thing
fell.
that
The beams
probably the most
crushed Rize
luckiest
and
thing, bro.
critically wounded
What were the
Kaneki. Some people
chances?
think it was a random accident. Later in the series, it's revealed that the fall was orchestrated by Dr. Akihiro Kanu, a doctor who had been watching them. Kaneki was rushed to the hospital, barely alive.
Uh,
Dr. Kanu
wait,
performed
how did I never know
emergency
that?
surgery and transplanted Rize's organs into Kaneki's body to save him. Specifically, he implanted her kakuhu, the organ that produces a ghoul's kagune and gives them their abilities. Kanu did this without Kaneki's knowledge or consent. If you like this video, turn on the
I should
notification
never
button.
do that. Hold on. I should never do that. But this is an insane title. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.